Hey y'all, welcome to Gentle Yoga for Back Care. It's Wednesday, yay. It's not Chair Tai Chi, that's next week, but today it's Gentle Yoga for Back Care, which can be done seated on the chair or getting down to the yoga mat or on the couch or the bed, whatever floats your boat today, okay? Always remember to keep it between easy and ouch. Something's weird, you don't like it, don't do it. That's my rule of thumb on any classes you take, right? The gear that we need today are a yoga block if you have one, or maybe 2 rolled up towels, and a yoga strap, or maybe a super long towel. Or don't do the class with the gear, but then wait for the video once you've gathered your gear and kind of compare class with gear, class without gear. All right, and that's for you people that are new and, going, oh man, I didn't know I needed a block and a strap. So it's okay, all right? What I'm going to do is stand up, move this chair out of the way, and go to the back of the room. I use a chair to get down to the floor because I have spicy back pain. Near the end of the class, I will come back up to the camera to do our guided rest, relaxation, and our gratitude practice. So that's kind of like the order of things. So let me stand up, move this chair out of the way. And I may need to have my water by me because, again, I had COVID last week and I've got some little dry throat. So I'm just going to put this close by in case I need to take a little sip, okay? So I'm going to come over to my chair, and the way I get down to the floor is I use the chair to get down. But I want to show you a posture first before I get down to the floor. It's called golfer's grip. So we use this for strengthening our upper back musculature. We're going to take our hands and fold the fingers into the pad of the hands. I don't know if y'all can see that. Let me put that here in front of my black shirt. Now, what I want you to do is not have cocked wrists, but have the top of the hand, as best you can, aligned with your forearm. So we're not going around like this. They're kind of nice and straight. That's an effective way to kind of help us strengthen the upper back, because sometimes where your pain is not where the problem is. In fact, if you're seated in the chair already, please stay seated. If you're not down to the floor yet, we're going to do arm circles first. Vicky's probably going, don't do arm circles. So I'm going to fold my fingers into the pads of my hands. And if you're sitting next to someone, make sure you're not going to hit them with your arms. So do arms letter T to make sure you're not going to hit them. So you may want to stagger in the room a little bit. Very good. So what we're going to do is a golfer grip hands. And then we're going to do a letter W with our arms. So you're feeling that super squeeze of the upper back, I hope. And then extend those arms out into a letter T. Now, feet are firm into the floor, whether you're seated in the chair. I'm looking at my feet. Okay, I'm going to press them firm into the floor, or if you're standing. From here, thumbs are up towards the sky, and I'm going to take my thumbs, turn them to the front of the room. This is part of our postural alignment therapy that we do for lessening back pain. We're going to draw circles forward and back behind us with squeezy shoulders. Woo! Again, if you got a spicy shoulder, maybe you're just doing one today, and that's okay. Keep the shoulders squeezed, squeeze, squeeze. You should feel some tension building up in that upper back. This helps with lessening that dowager's hump, by the way, and strengthening the upper back musculature. Let's do a couple of more rounds. Do what you can with what you got today. Woo! And release. Shake them out. Bend those knees, whether you're seated in the chair, whether you're standing, just kind of shake it around a little bit. In fact, let's just shake. We're moving limp when we shake a little bit, side to side, whether you're seated, whether you're standing. Very good. We're going to do that again. So fold those fingers into the pads of the hands. Okay. And then letter W with your elbows. So you're kind of drawing your elbows in towards your side ribs and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze in those shoulders. Keep the squeeze in the shoulders as you extend those arms out into a letter T. Now we had the thumbs forward before. Let's do thumbs towards the sky and then thumbs back behind you. Ooh. Now you're going to draw a circle behind you and forward. Ooh, it's kind of spicy on that left side. Again, nice and slow is okay. But if you can, if, it's always if, maybe a little faster. Feet firm into the floor. So this helps us with bilateral hips and shoulders getting all nice and aligned and strengthening that upper back. Couple more. 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. All right, we'll use that golfer's grip again in our letter T overhead extension. So I'm going to come over to the chair once my feet come off the yoga mat. Of course, right? Bend my knees, stick my behind out, step one foot back, come down to my shin knee. Now I've got a spicy knee, so I keep that extra blanket around for when we're on hands and knees because it cushions that knee, so that's kind of nice. I'm going to move my chair out of the way and come to laying on my behind. Now, if you're doing the chair version of this, try not to like be scooted way back into the back of the chair. Be a little bit more forward, kind of in the middle of your chair, so you're engaging your tall posture muscles, okay? Again, I'm going to move that chair out of the way, and I got my block, I got my strap close by. Again, this is gentle yoga for back care. Next week is chair Tai Chi. That's hard to say, by the way, chair Tai Chi. So I'm going to come onto my back. It's called constructive rest posture. Whew. Let me move that stuff out of the way there. So if you're in the bed, on the couch, on your coffee table, whatever, right? Maybe a yoga mat on your coffee table. This is a great way to release tension held in the spine. Being with the feet on the floor, backside on the surface that's supporting you and your back and the back of your head. Constructive rest posture. Now for me, it feels kind of spicy because I've got that 40-degree shift in my spine, the scoliosis. So I'm going to take my hand, grab one of my wrists, and pull my shoulder up and away and release. Feels better already. Release that side down the floor. Got to do the other side also. Ooh. Okay, so that feels better in my body. Now sometimes being here on the floor feels kind of spicy for the back side of my body. So I'm going to walk my feet towards my behind and just kind of lift up and then re-roll my spine back on down if I need to make a little bit of adjustment here. Okay, beautiful. From here, hands on your belly, and we're going to breathe in, expand the belly outwards as you breathe in, and then contract the belly button towards your spine as you exhale. So let's do that. So let's breathe in, belly big, and the chest rises also. And then exhale, contract the belly button towards your spine. Try to really exhale it out to where you're feeling it here in your abdominals. Again, inhale, belly out. Whether you're seated, whether you're lying on your back. Exhale, belly button towards your spine. Again, one more breath. Breathe in, belly big. I'm kind of rattly today because of the COVID I had. Then exhale, belly button towards your spine. Beautiful. Whether you're seated on the chair, lying on your back, contract your belly button towards your spine, lift a foot off the yoga mat, and invite the knee in towards your chest. Now, maybe you have a strap along the bottom of the foot or hands back behind the knee pit, okay? What you're trying to notice here is how much of this leg is into the hip crease or the side torso or into those ribs. You're noticing your range of motion and if there's any pain going on. Our next movement is called basically knee to chest, extend the leg out. We're lubricating the knee, we're lubricating that hip joint. Movement keeps you from rusting, okay? So whether you're here seated on the chair, it's more difficult to do this one seated on the chair, by the way. What we're going to do is breathe in, belly big. Now contract that belly button and extend that leg out in the air. Now if you're seated in the chair, you can rest the back of the heel on the floor or have it in the air, whichever one you want to kind of do here. And then just kind of place your leg where it feels the most comfortable if you're laying on your back. From here, inhale, knee into the chest. And then exhale, extend that leg out. Keep moving, keep breathing. And if you get mixed up on the breath, that's okay. Just keep breathing, keep moving, yeah? You may be noticing some little crinkly stuff going on in the knees or little poppy sensations in the hips. Hopefully it's not painful. Now, what I like about the yoga strap is sometimes I have it here at the bottom of my foot and I can extend my leg a little bit more away, but then I have that yoga strap to know I can bring it back. So sometimes I use that to kind of test outside of my normal range of motion. My hip is doing poppy things today. I'm noticing that. I've torn a meniscus here, so sometimes it talks to me too. So is your body giving you a little bit of conversation today? It might be. And again, we're trying to lubricate that knee joint, that hip joint for knee to chest, extend the leg out. So again, this is one of the postures for lessening back challenges, back pain, as I like to call it. But we also call it back challenges, yeah? Again, do what you can with what you got. If there's pain going on, you do less, or you do a little bit slower, or you listen to the breath going in through the nose and out through the nose. And sometimes that allows you to stay in the movement with the posture. Sometimes it does not. Let's do one more wherever you are. And then, again, invite the knee in towards the chest. I'm going to hang on to the back of the knee, and let's point and flex the toe or the foot. The foot. The heel, the toe, the foot, all that stuff. This is considered to be your second heart when you pump that calf, when you point and flex, returning blood flow back to your heart from those lower extremities. I love it. Now, let's rotate the foot in towards the center. Ooh, man, the ankle is stiff today. Woo. Stiff, stiff, stiff. So when you do these ankle isolations, it helps you to have a better walking ability. We do some of that in our chair yoga for fall prevention class on Friday. Same time, 1 p.m., my time, and reverse, go the other way. Notice if it feels more stiff, less stiff when you go that other direction. Very good. And release it. Maybe that shin feels a little tired, huh? You know what? We got to do all that same stuff on the other side. So we're going to contract the belly button towards the spine, invite the other knee in towards your chest. First thing I want you to notice, okay, this side, whichever this side this is, the second side, is it more in towards your chest? Is it into that hip crease? Is it into that side torso? Is it into the low rib? For me, it's close to the low rib on this side. So my range of motion is different. So this is the side I do not have a pain on. The other side it is. And that's kind of where my curve in my spine, in my disc degeneration, my bulging disc, my spondylolisthesis, my retrolisthesis. I'm just spouting all those back things. You probably have heard that, yeah, if you're in this class. All right, so we're going to do knee to chest, extend the leg out. So first, breathe in, belly big. Ooh, kind of rattly there. And then extend that leg out. Ooh, this one's stiff. Oh my gosh. Now I'm going to bring it more towards me because that feels more comfortable for me on this side. So you kind of play around. Does it feel better away from the body or in the air more towards you? And again, you're playing around with it seated on the chair too. I like to rest on the back of the heel when I do this and bring my toes towards my heart to get a good hamstring contraction, a good calf contraction. You don't have to do that with the leg in the air. Now, let's put some movement to this with the breath. So when we coordinate breath with the movement, it helps us to lower our cortisol, that stress hormone. So there's like a scientific reason for doing yoga. Lessen that stress. Yay. Okay, here we go. Breathe in, belly big, knee into chest. And then exhale, contract that belly button, extend that leg out. Be sweet to begin with, okay? And then inhale, knee into chest. You can use a strap along the bottom of the foot if you want to, increase your range of motion. Just know you can bring that leg back with that strap. And sometimes I use the strap when I'm doing this seated on the chair. Or I just have my hands back behind my knee pit as I'm bringing the leg out and the leg out in. This one's not as noisy as the other side, so I don't have much conversation going on with the hip, but the knee is kind of talking. It's kind of like, feels like a little kind of a catchy thing. But that's just me. Y'all are going to have different kind of things going on because we're so individual and in the stuff that we've dealt with, right? Right. Woo! Now you're thinking, oh, this isn't any big deal. Knee to chest, extend the leg out. But you know what? Do you do this movement? You probably need to keep things mobilized, right? Keep it all kind of fluidy. My mother does this every morning before she gets out of bed. She's 97, still lives at home independently, does her yoga, does her Tai Chi, does her fall prevention. She uses a walker. She needs a walker, but man, she zips around that house, still making her own food, all that good stuff. Let's do 3 more, wherever you are. That was 3. And maybe that's 2, depending on the speed of what's going on here. And then 1 more. Woo! You know what? 1 more because I can't count. and invite that knee into the chest. And I'm hanging on with my hands back behind my knee pit. We can have an armpit. We can have a knee pit, right? Okay, I'm in rare form today. Point and flex. Ooh, my foot just popped when I did that. Of course, I can't duplicate the pop because, you know, I was talking and y'all didn't get to hear it. Okay, my name is Gail. This is my 25th year to be teaching yoga. My yoga career has changed throughout its entirety. I like teaching this yoga for backs because I've got back challenges, and I figured, you know, I could share what I've learned on my journey and help folks out. And that's why I'm teaching this class for y'all today. Now, let's do circles in with that foot. Ooh, does it feel stiff? Oh my gosh, sure does. Again, this is to increase our ability to walk better, ankle isolation, and then reverse, go the other way. Why does my other way always feel more awkward than the first time? I don't know. It just does. There it went. Oh man, my foot's really having a conversation today. It's like snap, crackle, pop. I don't think my microphone's going to pick that up. But anyway. All right, and then release this leg down to the floor. You know what? Wherever you are, feet on the floor, shake those legs. That helps to lessen leg cramps when you kind of get some movement going on. If you can, now it might be tough laying on your back, but maybe ankles, heels up and down. So calf pumps, yeah? Or maybe stomps if that's easier to do. Hold your core. Woo. Very nice. Find your yoga strap. Lord, mine go. Okay, there we go. We're going to do big toe hold. So we're doing some bone building here. Again, one of the yoga postures for easing back challenges. So pick the first side, or pick the second side, I don't care. You're going to place that yoga strap along the bottom of the foot, whether you're seated or lying on your back. And then bring your foot into the air. Now, those of you seated in the chair, rest on the back of the heel and extend that leg out. And it can be out to the side. Well, no, bring it straight out from wherever you're sitting, okay? Woo! Notice your hamstrings, the belly of the hamstrings, if it feels a little kind of sensation going on here. So to make this a bone building posture, we got to be doing some stuff. So we're going to pull the strap towards you. Now I like to bend my knee and then push the foot away. So I'm holding very vigorously my low back into the floor, and I'm lining up the foot to where it's not turning out to the side. It's lined up so it gets a little bit more spicy. Now if it's too spicy, you can bend the knee a little bit, but still push into that strap. And if you're going, oh my gosh, my hands are going crazy here, that looks like super tight. Well, what you can do is take and bring your hands up the yoga strap or down the yoga strap, depending on your point of view, and then wrap your wrist around and then push into that strap. To make this a bone building posture, you got to hold it about 30 seconds. Now, what are you saying? I don't have a strap. You know what? That's okay. Hands back behind the thigh. Vigorously hold this as best you can. Woo! And you'll get the video later on, probably tomorrow or maybe late tonight. And maybe you can find a long towel to do this if you don't have a strap or a long tie, cat or dog leash. Are you pulling and pushing vigorously into the strap? I'm looking at some of y'all that are on camera. It looks like you are. I love it. Maybe the hands are starting to fall asleep because you're being vigorous. Now with that other foot, what's that other foot doing? Nothing. But let's tap, tap, tap that other foot. Tap, tap, tap. Why are we doing that? Well, for awareness. And then we're going to take that tappy foot, drop it out to the side. So that's like a counterweight. So it's a half of a windshield wiper. Now this leg that's in the sky, we're going to drop it out to the side. So we're doing big toe hold out to the side. Pull, push into the strap. We got to have some vigor here, okay? So we're addressing stuff going on with those hip sockets. I don't know if y'all noticed that. And a bunch of the behind muscles, inner, outer thighs, back of the calves, bottoms of the feet, keeping both buns on the chair, both buns on the floor, especially with that leg out to the side with that nice counterweight. Keep pulling and pushing. The hands are going, ah. All right, belly button tight. Bring everything back to the center. Release the strap. My favorite part of that pose. Oh my gosh, my hands are stiff. Clap your hands. Put some rubbing in here. Get some circulation going on. Yay. This is also part of the stroke prevention, is to rub heat into the hands and into the fingers. I don't know if we'll have time to do that one today. We'll see. All right, now we got to do the other side. So I'm going to bring the other leg in the air and bring that strap along the bottom of the foot. And bring that, ooh. So you're going to notice first side versus second side when you kind of get into the pose. Does it feel different? More stiff, more flexible, the same? I don't know. I don't know is an answer too. So I'm going to pull, bend my knee, push that foot away. And it feels like the low back is firm into the floor. Again, if it's spicy, 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 bend the knee, listen to the breath, back off the pose a little bit, or maybe you can just stand it. I don't know. And I'm going to take my hands, slide them down, wrap my wrists around the strap. Make sure you don't bunk yourself with your buckle on your face. I've done that a couple times. It's not pretty. Again, get vigorous. Stay in the posture about 30 seconds. So it's a 12 yoga postures for building bones. It's done with those DEXA scans. Dr. Lauren Fishman out of New York conducted this study where he demonstrated doing moderately held yoga postures increased bone density. So when you contract your big muscles, it stimulates bone growth. So there you go. I love it. But you got to do it effectively and for a period of time. So I get to talk. Okay. The other foot, it's doing nothing. So let's tap, tap, tap that other foot. You kind of get some vibrational energy going on with that leg extended too. Woo. Now that tappy foot, drop the knee out to the side. There's your counterweight. And then the leg that's in the sky, drop it out to the side. Now I've got the wall here, but I can't go that much further. So there you go. I'm going to bend my knee a little bit on this one because it feels a little spicy in the back of the knee. But when I bend my knee, then I feel spice in a different area. So where do you want to feel your spice? So we're going to breathe in and breathe out. Listen to the breath if you're feeling spicy. Oh my goodness. I'm pulling and pushing. Did you release your pulling and pushing? Re-engaged, because we got to do 30 seconds with leg out to the side. So again, I love it. That first posture we did, the arm circles with the golfer's grip with the feet firm into the floor, whether you were seated or standing, that also is a bone building posture. Oh my. Breathing in, breathing out. So I record these videos because this is only offered once every 2 weeks, once a week. And a lot of folks like to practice the back yoga with the bone building more than once a week for their health concerns. So I have a big library out on my YouTube channel. Please go and, do whatever you can if you want to try to be regular with this practice. Okay, I think that's it. Bring it back to the center nice and slow. Release the strap. Yay. Release your foot. Oh my gosh, your hands feel like mine. So clap the hands. Clap them again. Get some heat going on here. All right, I'm going to come up to seated, but y'all can stay on the floor or stay on the chair. This next one is where we do the overhead extension. So we're going to do that golfer's grip. So those people that are seated, this looks a little different. I just want to demonstrate that. So what we'll be doing is engaging our hands into the golfer's grip. And then we have the hands out in front of us like we're, flying in the air, okay? And then we bend the elbows to where we have the back of the arms on the floor. But if you're seated, you have parallel arms down towards the floor. And you're going to squeeze your shoulders and release. But you need your yoga block or your ball or your couch pillow in between the legs. So go find your yoga block. I'm going to get untangled from my strap here. So grab your yoga block. I'm going to place it in between the knees. And I'm going to move my cattywampus yoga mat to where it's straight. I don't like my yoga mat to be crooked. I'm weird that way. So I'm going to place it in between my legs. I'm going to go back down to the floor into constructed rest posture. Now come away from the back of the chair when you're doing the seated version of this, okay? All right, so coming back on down. Now have a little squeeze with your block, okay? Walk the feet in to feel that little inner thigh business engage. Now, it does not have to be at 100%, okay? It can be around 50, 60%. But a nice, continuous, all the time squeezy block, okay? All right, now, let's place our hands out in front of us like we're flying through the air. And we're going to fold the fingers into the palms of the hands and turn the thumbs towards the center of you. From here, we're going to bend the elbows, back of the arms on the floor, parallel arms, forearms to the floor if you're sitting on the chair. And the best you can. My middle fingers don't come down yet, but they will probably eventually. So this is more difficult to do in the chair, but do what you can, okay? So I'm going to walk my feet a little bit more in because I want a good squeeze of that hip musculature. All right, so we're laying here. We're looking at the sky. What's Gail going to have us do? Well, here it comes. We're going to press our shoulders towards one another or press the shoulders into the floor. So here you go. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. 3 more. Squeeze and release. Keep squeezing the block continuously. Squeeze and release. Last one, I think. Squeeze and release. Now, hands in front of you. Clap your hands. Woo! Rub those hands. Keep squeezing the block, by the way. Now, hands in front of your chest. Interlace the fingers. Now, for those of you laying on your back, this shoulder is raised up. Lower it to the floor, okay? Have your elbows look the same. My right elbow likes to turn out, so I got to turn it to look like my left elbow. Super squeezy palms. You're squeezing the air out from the palms. From here, belly button super tight because you're going to bring your arms up and overhead. Slowly as you squeeze. Squeeze your belly button. Woo! Squeeze your block. This is the tough part, doing this seated, because you're working gravity a little different way. So I'm here on the outsides of my glasses. So if you have a shoulder that's kind of spicy, it's going to keep you from going too far. Just know that, okay? Now, again, with contracted abdominals, squeezy belly button, low belly, upper belly, bring the hands slowly, slowly back in front of your chest. Are you squeezing your block? You need to be squeezing your block. Beautiful. Release the hands. Let go of your squeezy legs a little bit and clap the hands. Woo! Bring some feeling back on. We do this for 3 rounds. That was round 1. Okay, back to golfer's grip. Pull those fingers into the pads of the hands. Turn the thumbs towards the center. And here we go. Bend the elbows. Back of the arms on the floor. Parallel forearms to the floor if you're seated. So here we go. Squeeze the shoulders. Ooh, and release. Squeeze that block also. I forgot to tell you that. Keep squeezing the block. Squeeze the shoulders and release. Squeeze and release. 2 more, 2 more, 2 more. Squeeze and release. 1 more. Here we go. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Hands in front of your chest. Clap. Yay. Rub those hands. Get some sensation going on here. Interlace the fingers. Squeeze the palms. Shoulders down. Elbows look the same. Check, 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 check. Okay, here we go. Squeezy belly button. Squeezy block. Arms up overhead. Slow, slow, slow. Now my glasses are fogging up because I'm talking so much. So here I am on the side of my glasses. It feels okay. I'm going to wiggle my thumbs. I'm not quite down to the floor. I don't know if I'll get there today because I didn't practice last week because, I had the COVID. All right, from here, belly button tight. Bring the hands back slowly, slowly, slowly in front of your chest. Did I say slow? I meant to say slow. Woo! And then release the hands. Release the squeezy block a little bit. Clap the hands. Oh, yeah. Rub the hands. That's my favorite part of this posture. I hope it's your favorite too. Last time today, unless you do the video. All right, here we go. Golfer's grip. Fold those fingers. Thumbs poking out. Top of the hands aligned with the forearms. Here we go. Turn the thumbs to the center. Bend the elbows. Back of the arms on the floor. Parallel forearms to the floor. Here we go. Squeeze the block and squeeze the shoulders. Woo! And release. Squeeze and release. My voice is cracking. Squeeze and release. 2 more, 2 more. Squeeze and release. Last one. Make it a big one. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Yay. And then hands in front of your chest. Clap your hands. Rub those hands. Oh my gosh. Last one. Last overhead extension. Letter T arms. Here we go. Interlace the fingers. Squeezy palms. Shoulders down. Elbows the same. Very good. Very good. Re-squeeze the block if you lost your squeeze. Here we go. Belly button tight. Bring the arms up and overhead. Oh my gosh. My belly is shaking. I'm holding it so tight. Continue to breathe. Don't hold the breath. Ooh, I'm here by my ears now. Now I'm going to wiggle my thumbs. Oh my gosh, I'm touching barely. Again, you may notice increased range of motion. We're doing lots of stuff here for upper and lower back challenges. Now, squeeze the belly button. Squeeze that core. Squeeze those palms. Bring the hands back again. Slowly, slowly. There's your challenge in front of your chest. Are you squeezing? I hope you're squeezing. Release the hands, release the block, clap the hands. Yay. Clap them again because it's over. I love it. I love it. All right, take that block out. Ugh, super yay, yay. And then I'm going to come over and sit on my behind. But for me, because I have SI joint dysfunction, I walk my feet towards my behind. I lift up first, then roll over. Yeah, if you ever have that pain when you're rolling over the bed like, ooh, it's spicy, that means you have a disc, kind of SI joint not lined up correctly. Now from here, I'm going to extend my top leg and press into the hand that's in front of me to come up to my forearm, because you can be dizzy when you come up off the ground to a more vertical place. You're still seated in the chair if you're still doing the seated. Now, you know, folks, if you want to do these standing, you can do that too. And then coming up to sit on my behind. All right. So some folks were telling me the other day, oh, could I do my chair Tai Chi standing? Yeah, if it, you know, kind of works naturally that way. Now, what I do with my yoga blanket or my blanket, I fold it into a nice kind of skinny rectangle, and I fold it into thirds. Excuse me. Oh, there you go. Got that was a good one. And then I have a kind of an edge here on my blanket, because it feels weird for me to sit on the floor because of my weird stuff going on with my spine. And then what I'm going to do is take that yoga blanket and I'm going to sit my behind on that edge because it helps me with my pain, okay? You know what? I might need my yoga blocks. I'm going to grab that. And you know what? This is probably the first time I've ever had to take a sip of water in class, so it's going to happen. Of course, I spilled it all over me. All right. Okay, so yes, that knee's feeling spicy. You can take your props, your gear, to kind of rest body places. Oh, it makes it feel a little bit more comfortable. So what this allows me to do, sitting on the edge of the blanket, it allows my pelvis to tilt forward to where I don't feel like I'm kind of like scrunching to the back of the room like a curvy spine, even though it's still curving, yeah? Oh, I'm going to move that. That didn't feel right. Okay. Oh, that's much better. Okay. So however you can do this, again, you're just seated in the chair, a little shifted forward here, okay? Again, don't go to the back of the chair, shift a little forward. We're going to do the 6 essential spinal movements. So one of them is cat-cow. Whether you're seated on the chair or here on the floor, hands on your knees or shins, and we're going to breathe in, belly big, and then contract the belly button, curve the spine to the back of the room. So there's your cat portion. So you have a little pelvic tilt happening here. So I feel like my muscles are spreading away from my curvy spine. So it feels kind of yummy to me. Now, breathe in, stay here in the posture. Very slowly, we're going to come back up to seated mountain. So that pelvic tilt is kind of untilting or going back to its neutral position. Excuse me. Again, breathe in, belly big. Now we're going to do the cow portion. So we're going to hinge forward. Now in other classes, they may say, take your eyes and look towards the sky or take your chin down towards your chest. Don't do that in back yoga because that's excessive curvature spine going on. So for those of us with back challenges, maybe that's not a cool thing to do. So keep the ears aligned with the top of the shoulders. I talk a lot in this class to give you explanations of why we do this in this particular class. It may apply to other classes that you take. You know, you can always be doing your own thing to make it fit your body, okay? And again, breathe in, belly big. And then sit up nice and tall, 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 tall. Shoulders kind of aligned with the hips, ears aligned with the shoulders. Beautiful. Breathe in, stay here. And then exhale, curve your spine to the back of the room, back of the chair. Get a nice little curve going on. Now I'm just kind of looking forward. I'm not doing head up, head down here, okay? Beautiful. Breathe in, belly big, stay here. And then come back to tall, seated mountain. We're going to do one more cow, but first we breathe in. And then hinge forward, hinge forward. Squeaky hinge like in a door, right? My hips are the hinge. From here, stay here, breathe in, belly big. And then come back to tall seated mountain. Now maybe you're thinking, this feels kind of weird. Maybe I want to switch the feet out. For me, I've got that spicy knee. I got to go back to that original place. But I'm giving you a little break to switch out your legs, okay? And your legs can be super wide. A leg can be out to the side. You're going to make it to fit you, okay? Ooh, okay. Next, that was spinal movements 1 and 2, cat, cow, a flexion and extension of the spine. The next one, let's do, I'm checking my time here, side lateral flexion. So let's inhale, circle, sweep arms up, and then sneak an arm behind you, whether you're seated on the chair or on the floor. You can do wrist or fist. And then reach up. Reach tall, 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 whatever you can do. And then exhale, lean the side body over. Ooh, you're kind of getting that stretch from your armpit down to your hip, yeah? Stay here, breathe in. Exhale back to the center and release it down. Let's do the other side. So inhale, circle, sweep arms up, 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 up. And then have the hand be back behind you. Okay, and then really reach, reach, reach for the sky. I'm kind of looking at my hand when I do that. Belly button tight, exhale, lean that side body over. Now you can have your hand out to the side if you're on the floor, a little bit more support, that's an option. And then inhale back on up, I kind of walk my hand back up and down. Woo! Let's do our twists while we're here. We kind of did a little bit of it when we did the arm circles, kind of, but not really. So we're going to go to letter W, arms. The hands are just regular here, okay? So what we do in twists, let me release from that. I just want to explain this. So if you're in other classes, because there's lots of wonderful classes here on BYP, they may say, take your hand over to the opposite leg and twist. If you're a back yoga person, that's going to be spicy sometimes. You may be introducing more pain. So let's not do that, at least in Wednesday's class, and be mindful about it if you have spicy pain. Back to letter W, what we're going to try to do is from the thoracic spine, from kind of like the top of your sternum down to the belly button, your thoracic spine. You're letting your spine do the twisting, not a levered twist. I hope that makes sense. Here we go. Squeezy shoulders, everything engaged, upper back, so a little bonus there. Breathe in, belly big. Exhale, belly button tight. Twist, twist, twist. Chin aligned with your chest. So if your head is looking forward, line it with your chest, okay? I often lose that outside shoulder, so I re-squeeze it. Breathe in, belly big, stay here. Exhale, back to the center and release. Woo! We were holding those shoulders a little bit, weren't we? So let's do something for kyphosis or for that dowager's hump, shall we? Before we go on to the other side, we're going to shrug our shoulders up to our ears. So make them look like earrings. Make it look weird, okay? And then turn halfway to the side. So we're strengthening that upper back musculature. And then release it down. Come back to the center. Whew. Now, let's twist over to the other side, back to letter W, re-squeezies, re-squeezies. I come up with the weirdest names for things. Oh, okay, that's okay. Breathe in, belly big. Now, squeeze over to the other side, squeeze, 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 twist, twist, twist. Chin aligned with your chest. Stay here, breathe in. I'm looking at y'all. Exhale, back to the center. And release, relax those shoulders down. But we got to do the other side. Squeeze the shoulders up to the ears. Squeeze them up. Very good. And shift over to the other side. This just looks strange, right? But you can feel the work happening. I'm sure you can. And release. Yay. Shoulders should be tired a little bit. Now, if you're able to get onto your hands and knees, we're going to do spinal balance. If you're doing the seated version, let me demonstrate that first because I can't cue that and do the one on the floor at the same time. I'm just not that talented, folks. I'm talented some, but not that talented. So I want to show the seated version. Miss Vicky does a standing version if you see her on the video, but I can't demonstrate all three of them. So let me see if you can see me in the mirror or in the camera. Okay, so what we do, we're away from the back of the chair, and we're going to contract that belly button, and you can have a hand underneath the knee to lift that knee up and extend the arm up. So that's your oppositional reach and release. You'll do the same thing with the other side. Maybe you can lift it without the hand, maybe not. Opposite arm up and release. That's the chair version. For the one for the floor, so it's a little bit more effective if you can get on your hands and knees because it activates that multifidi muscle. That's the deepest held layer muscle in our back. When it goes to fat, it recruits other muscles, thus causing back pain. So I mentioned that I use the blanket or towel for my spicy knee. It's the only way that it makes it nice and sweet for me today. Okay, so you know what? I may need to move that blanket a little bit more kind of in the middle of the yoga mat. So for the, and if you've had back pain, they teach you this in your physical therapy. It's the same one, okay? We call it spinal balance, oppositional reach, bird dog. I like bird dog. It's kind of fun. You can either be on the tops of the feet or curly toes. I like curly toes. It's a little bit more gripping for me. For you, let's take that right arm kind of by our ear. You can have a bent elbow or an extended arm. And then that left foot, extend it. And I'm going to press my toes to the opposite end of the room so I get that calf contraction. From here, breathe in, belly soft. Exhale, contract the belly button, lift the leg, extend that arm. Inhale, arm and leg come down, belly soft. Exhale, bring everything back to the center. Woo! Other side. Now, chair people, you're doing your own thing, okay? So, the rest of us, left arm out in front of us. Very good. Right leg extends. I'm going to push that heel to the opposite end of the room. Breathe in, belly soft. Exhale, contract that belly button, lift that leg, extend that arm. Woo! Inhale, arm and leg down. Exhale, back to the center. Now we're going to try to do this coordinated with the breath. Inhale, opposite arm and leg extend out. Exhale, belly button tight, lift the arm, lift the leg. Inhale, arm and leg down. Exhale, back to the center. Other side, other arm, opposite arm and leg out. Breathe in. Exhale, belly button tight, lift the arm and leg up. Inhale, arm and leg down. Exhale, come back to the center. Beautiful. From here, we're going to come to standing. So let me get my yoga blanket off. Let me get my chair close by, because again, I use the chair to come off the floor. But you can take a leg up in between the hands, curl that back toe, lean forward, lift that back leg, hop, walk that back foot towards your forward foot, hands on the hips, hinge up. Okay, so we're going to do a warrior with a chair. Now, I do it with a chair. You do not have to do it with a chair. If you're seated today, again, I try to make this to where we can do this both seated or standing. You have knees together and you step a foot out wide, scoot over to one side of the chair, and normally you turn to the center. But we're going to turn our torso over out the leg that's pointed towards the camera. You're going to feel a lot of inner thigh business going on here. Even though it's seated, you may be thinking, this isn't as good as standing. You know what? You can make it as vigorous as you want to. Press firmly into the floor, twist that chest. Stay here for a moment. So, standing, folks, feet wide. Here we go. I use the chair because I'm wobbly. And then, because I have the chair, it's a bonus. I can heel toe out a little bit more. Woo. And then I'm going to lift a heel and turn the foot towards the short end of the yoga mat. Bend my knee to go into that warrior two leg stance. And I'm looking. Is my knee aligned with my foot? Yep. Maybe I can bend it a little bit more. Now try to keep my hips in line with my shoulders. So not leaning out, okay? So those of you on the chair, you've been sitting there for a while. Relax a little bit. Now let's re-engage. Everybody press their feet firm into the floor as if there's a wrinkle on the ground. We don't like wrinkles. So you're going to press down and away to activate that hip musculature, the legs. This is a bone building exercise, by the way. And, you know what? We're going to do that golfer's grip one more time. So bring those fingers into golfer's grip. Go to letter W, squeeze these shoulders. Extend those arms out into a letter T. Now, if you need to, you can always hang on to the chair or do just one side. Thumbs up. Now, point the thumbs to the front of the room. Draw circles forward and back behind you. Press firmly into the floor with those feet. Don't release it. Don't release it. Again, you always have the option, hand on the hip. Just do one at a time. There's this little movement going on here, oscillation, lower and upper body. So again, bone building, postural alignment. Let's see, upper back, low back, strength building. And release. Woo! Straighten that leg, pivot the foot. This is where the chair comes in handy for me because I sometimes heel toe out too much and come all the way back in. If you're seated, come back to the center. Take the other leg out to the side. Come over to the edge. Twist your torso out over the leg that's in front. Those of us standing, we got a little break there. Step those feet wide. Not much of a break. Maybe go wider if you have a chair. Lift the heel, turn the foot. Bend the knee towards the short end of the yoga mat. Now, do a little check here. Is it lined up? Okay, again, we're not leaning out. Okay, we're being nice and up and down here. Now, again, there's that wrinkle. Press down, smooth it away, whether you're seated or standing. Now, you should notice lots of muscular contraction going on here. That's good for building the bones, okay? We're working at weird, odd angles. We did it one side. Now we're doing the other side. Ha! Go back to the letter W, squeezy shoulders. Oh, guess what? Golfer grip hands. Okay, you got it. Woo! Arms out into a letter T. Now, before we had the thumbs forward, let's do thumbs up. Thumbs back behind us. Oh, my. Or maybe hang on to the chair or the wall. I got the wall right there. Woo! Draw the circles behind you and forward. Whew. Now, I don't look to the side over that bent knee because I'm just worried about my balance. I'm just like looking forward at y'all. Y'all feel it? Can you feel it? If you were unmuted, you'd probably be telling me, stop. 85 more. No. Let's not do 85 more. How about 3 more? 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Release that. Shake it out. Softly straighten. Pivot that foot. Walk it in. Whether you're seated, bring those feet to the center. Whether you're standing, let's just kind of shake here. Shake, shake, shake. Kind of get that tension out of the body. We got one more big bonus posture we need to do. We need to come back down onto our yoga mat. So let's do that. This is also in preparation for our guided rest and relaxation. I never know, this is an hour-long class. Sometimes we go 1 or 2 minutes over. We started about 1 or 2 minutes late. So if you need to book out, make sure you do the survey, but grab your yoga block. Okay, this is the reason why you came to the class, the build-up to this yoga posture. Okay, it's called block bridge, and it's not as effective on the chair. You still get some good stuff, but if you have an open back chair like mine, it's not going to work at all. So you're going to sit on the chair and press your low back up against that block. Those of us lying on the floor, let's go into constructive rest pose. Well, lie on your back, feet on the yoga mat. Adjust it if you need to. I'm going to do that really quickly. And then grab your yoga block. So what you're going to do here is walk your feet towards your behind just a little bit. And then either with your own muscular strength or maybe use your hand to guide you, lift your behind up, slide your block underneath on your behind. And I'm going to bring it a little bit more towards my feet than my shoulders. And then this feels crunchy for me. So I kind of lift my upper back and tuck my chin into my chest. So this is called block bridge. So it's a upside down pose if you're on the floor, which is great for pelvic prolapse. So, it's the rectum, it's the bladder, it's the men, the women parts, right? So you're letting gravity just kind of be relaxing if you have any of those challenges. Let's go ahead, if you can, bring a leg in the air or on the floor and shake that leg. So we're trying to stay in the posture and get a little extra benefit here. So this is nice for lymphatic drainage here. Shake it side to side and then wiggle it again and then release it down. Now, if you can't do this with the block, it's too spicy, just lay on your backside and do the same thing. Other leg, bring it up, especially if you don't have a block today, yeah? Shake, shake, shake. This is number one reason. Well, there's about 5 reasons for having a block, but this is like the best one right here. Block bridge. Breathing in, breathing out, shake it side to side. I know side to side feels weird, right? Is it just me? It's just me. Okay. You know what? If you can, maybe both legs can come off the ground or on the floor and shake, shake, shake. Woo! And side to side, shake, shake, shake. Side to side. One more time, shake, 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 shake. And then bring one foot down. Do y'all feel that tingly energy? Woo! And do the other one. Now I'm going to push softly into the floor, raise up, bring that block out, roll my spine back on down. It should feel close to yummy or released. Now, you can either be here with your feet wide and then drop the knees in, or extend one leg out towards the corner, shake that leg. Do the same with the other side. Now, I know Miss Vicki and I, what we like to do is we like to take that metal chair, and I like to turn it sideways to where I'm placing my calves, my foot on the chair, and then I kind of walk my behind away a little bit. So there's like a little traction feeling going on here. And I cross at the ankle, have the arms out to the side. So this is like very releasing, very relaxing. So this is another option. There's also the option when you put the legs on the wall. So what I invite you to do is just get comfortable, whether it's sitting on the chair, getting on that couch, laying on your back, knees together, feet wide, legs on the chair, lots of options, okay? I invite you to get comfortable as I come up to the front of the room, and we're going to do our guided rest and relaxation. So, take a little time, get comfortable. Maybe it's cold in the room, you cover up with a blanket. Maybe you want to put something across your eyes. And let me get my front chair to the front. So again, I invite you to get comfortable, whatever that means to you. So for me, usually it's my right leg feels kind of stuck in the ground, so I'll kind of shake that right leg and extend it out. And then I'll do the same with the other side. Yeah. Very good. So part 2 for releasing chronic pain is maybe participating in a yoga nidra practice. So we have one every night of the week here on Veterans Yoga Project. So for me, that also helped me when I was in great pain to release a lot of pain, helped me sleep better at night. So it's kind of like that magic formula there. So anyway, I invite you just to notice your breath. Don't change it in any way. Just notice, what does it feel like here to breathe in and to breathe out? Just think about when you breathe in, you're bringing in all that healing sunshine, that healing light. So breathe in. And as you exhale, you're releasing what no longer serves you today, okay? Whatever that is. Again, breathe in, healing, light. Exhaling, releasing what no longer serves you today. Beautiful. From here, I'm going to do a little bit of imagery. So the imagery we're doing today is imagine you're on this warm beach. Not too hot, not too cold. You've got your umbrella on overhead. You're on a beach blanket. As you look out towards the ocean's horizon, you hear the water coming towards you. You're breathing in. And then you hear the water receding away, going away as you exhale. So very rhythmic as you breathe in, breathe out. Now down the way, maybe you hear the kids playing on the beach. You hear the birds overhead, those seagulls making their little bird sounds, yeah? So you hear the laughter, you hear the birds, you hear that water. And then you've noticed the sun has started to set. And then as you gaze your eyes in your imagination over the horizon, you're seeing all these beautiful golds, orange, pink colors as the sun is starting to set. You're just kind of relaxing, letting go of the tension in your body as you breathe in, as you breathe out. Now, you're noticing all those wonderful warm colors have turned to the cool colors, the nighttime colors, the blacks, the blues, the grays, the purples. And then as you take your eyes skyward in your imagination, you're noticing the air is crisp and clear as you breathe in and out. And then you're starting to see the planets, the stars pop out. You're seeing the Milky Way, maybe your favorite star constellation. And again, the air is crisp and clear. Beautiful. So now I invite you to come back into the now, back into the present moment. So if you're lying on your back, maybe you can bend one knee, then the other, and bring those knees into your chest and just kind of do a little rolling side to side. If you're here seated on the chair, maybe you can bring your knees wide and do those wide upper body shoulder circles. Again, we're getting a little movement back into our bodies here, just kind of noticing if you're on your back, how wonderful that feels. And if you're going in one direction, let's switch and go the other direction. Very good. Breathing softly, slowly. Wonderful. Keep doing the shoulder circles if you're seated. If you're lying on your back, I invite you to roll over onto your side body and slowly push up to a seated place. Everybody join me in a seated place. Drop your chin towards your chest. Sometimes when you come up from horizontal to vertical, there's that dizziness. So chin towards the chest kind of helps you settle your equilibrium here. Very good. And have your eyes gaze forward. Now bring your hands together. We're going to do swimming dragon to kind of notice the range of motion in our shoulders and our necks. So we'll breathe in, belly big, and then exhale, belly button tight. Press the hands one direction, turn the head the other direction. Notice how this feels in your body. Stay here, breathe in, belly big. Exhale back to the center. Very nice. Stay here, breathe in, belly big. Let's go over to the other side. Push the hands away, exhale, turn, look the other direction. Notice if it feels different. It might. Breathe in, stay here, belly big. Exhale back to the center. Very good. So from here, we're going to do spread the feathers. So spread your hand out like, you're spreading the feathers on your hands. Hand goes out to the side now because I'm in the camera, but maybe you can drop the arm a little bit more lower and you're going to turn your thumb to the back of the room. Then you take your opposite ear, drop it towards your shoulder, and then lift the chin. More blood flow to the brain. I love this. Now we're going to take our chin, drop it towards our chest, and then towards that extended arm side, back down towards the chest, and the opposite side, and release. Shake it out a little bit. Let's do the other side. So spread the feathers on the other hand, arm extended. Now lower a little bit, okay? But I'm going to try to keep it in camera. Turn that thumb to the back of the room, a little activation of the upper arm musculature. Opposite ear towards the shoulder. Very good. Lift the chin. Now we're going to do a little bit of motion here. Drop the chin towards the chest and then towards that extended arm side and then back down towards the chest and towards that opposite side. Very good. And release. From here, let's do our gratitude practice. So place the hands on your chest, either stacked hands or hands together. And let's think about one thing that we're grateful for, or at least an idea of gratitude. And whatever that is, let's gather it into our heart. Drop your chin towards your chest in gratitude of you just showing up today. Think about what you're grateful for, what you're thankful for today. Very good. Now you can keep your chin towards your chest or you can gaze your eyes forward as we end our class in a traditional way. So the light in me honors and respects the light in you. Let's take the peace, the strength, and the understanding, and that little attitude of gratitude, and let's pass it on. Namaste, which means the bright light in me honors and respects the bright light in you. This is the conclusion of our Gentle Yoga for Back Care class.